Cheers, Mark. Cheers. We're off up to the Peak District. We're on the cider already. Really good. Stunning. You think you're alright because you can't see that massive drop. There you go. That's it. Cheers. See that barn in the middle of the field there? That's what about 8 of us slept in on the first night of the Pennine Way. We rented it for 40 quid off of the Youth Hostel Association. It was bloody rubbish. The worst place I've ever stopped in my life. Oh my god. Mind you, it's been talking point at the bar for many a year. There's a lot of them in the Peak District. On the route, Mark, we'll walk around it. Yeah. Oh, the guy we just spoke to in the pub. Crowd and Clough in the back. Down, Mark. I shall be having my dinner and I'm looking forward to laying down myself. No, I'll probably just have some cold cereal. The amazing kindergarten made it here, and Mark navigated us across Kinder. What we've done is we left my house, caught the train 11 o'clock from Leicester, got off at Hope, walked over Lowes Hill, or is it Win Hill, bit along the Great Ridge, dropped down to Edale, had a pint in the pub, up Crowden Brook, camped just short of the Woolpacks. Then we followed Crowden River up over the high ground in the middle of Kinder to Kinder Gates. Mark navigated that route, and then we're now at Kinder Downfall and we'll be heading towards Bleaklow. It's very misty. We did get some views earlier on, but it's been very misty. It should clear a bit later. Nobody about because it's Tuesday after the bank holiday of the Queen's funeral.
Oh, I wonder if Brendan Rodgers has been sacked this morning.
A leap over the top.
Yeah, try my best.
He weren't very happy about having to walk round us, was he?
Well, I moved.
I couldn't be bothered. we were just talking about nuts, and I was saying how much I love nuts. And here's a few nice ones there, look, because I sold them on markets for 27 years. Mostly that's what I sold, nuts. And I was just thinking about the times when all the times somebody would come up to the stall, usually a young person or a girl, and say, "Have you got any wing nuts? My granddad sent me down for some wing nuts." And of course that's a mechanical item using engineering, not an edible nut. And then once I did have somebody come to the stall, a lady, and she asked me for semen snaps. And I said, "I think you mean sesame snaps." She said, "Oh." And now we're heading up towards Bleaklow now. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at it all down there. Ah, there you go. That's it. Best view in the world. What big slabs? Yeah. They're finished now till we get round towards Derwent Edge. Them big slabs.
A new place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself.
We're in a stone.
Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out,
Here we are, Horsestone.
reach out to the sky.
And blimey, it's hard to get here.
A lot of midges.
Well, check out the edge over there.
Yeah.
But shall we just check that bit out for a camp spot? We've done the impossible. We went to Horsestone, then we went out to Horsestone Naze, and we hadn't got any water left. And we saw this on the map, Horsestone Spring. So we've climbed down hundreds of metres down an incredibly steep slope, and we've hit gold. It is trickling, fresh, clean, clear water. But we've got to get back up to where we're going to camp, which is going to be hard work. But anyway, we're pleased because we got the water.
Right, you want to fill up
Look,
that?
there it is down there. A trickle of fresh clean water.
Yeah, and we'll put it there.
Coming out of the hillside, and we've come down there.
I'm getting bitten alive here.
Yeah. We made it back from getting the water, but Mark's carried on and put his tent up, but I've just had a few nuts and collapsed into the heather. Having a rest for 10 minutes before I put my tent up. It's not far off 7 o'clock now. I don't think I've ever worked so hard for a bottle of water in my life. Oh, I ain't getting up early tomorrow. Nobody's going to disturb us here. Few midges about.
Hey?
Few midges about, not quite breezy enough. Well, I've had my little rest. I think I better get cracking, or I'll never do anything. I could just lay on the hillside here. It's quite nice. Pull my bag over me.
Flipping heck. I feel terrible.
Yeah.
Why do people do this?
Mark says, why do people do this? I don't know. But we're going to get pissed, ain't we, Mark, when we get back? We've got 5 litres of scrumpy we're going to get through. Mr. Runchman. Oh, good evening. I've had my tea. I'm all settled down and about ready for bed. And had plenty to eat, feeling a bit better. Whole load of painkillers after today's exertion. But I thought I'd tell you a little story about when I was a young kid, and probably could well have been one of my first camping experiences, which was pitching in the back garden of our home. And so there's me and my brother, and we'd got one of those really old-fashioned canvas tents with without any ground sheets, like an old scout tent sort of thing, but a small one. And of course, as usual, I woke up very early in the morning, and it was dark, and I wanted to read at the time a favourite book, and I've never really done much reading since, but this was probably 5 Go to Smuggler's Top by Enid Blyton. Oh God, I lived that story. And so I woke up early, and my brother, who probably to this day you can't wake him up if he's asleep snoring, but I was probably 5 or 6 years old. He was a couple of years younger than me, and we were camped in the garden, and I lit a couple of candles because that's what you did in those days, so I could read by in the dark. And of course, typically I fell asleep, and the next thing I know, I wake up and there's just flames everywhere, and the tent is burning down to the ground, and there's my brother still asleep next to me, wrapped up in blankets. We didn't have sleeping bags or anything like that, just old hairy blankets. And so I blooming quickly dragged him out of the flaming tent, and that's where my little story ends. I can't really remember too much more other than dragging him out of the flames, and that the little tent burnt completely down to the ground. I can't remember my parents saying anything, but so that's it. One of my first ever camping experiences, and very exciting. It was so exciting, I still remember it clearly to this day. So with that, I'll bid you all a good night, and hope I get a good night's sleep for another day on the hills tomorrow. Night.
A new place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. My way. My way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. My way. My way. I found my way. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. My way. My way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. My way. My way. I found my way. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way.
back's turned, the goblins run out, pull your straps in, just to cause trouble